Let's get into this Will Smith story. So Will Smith is the latest black man with money. Since this is the kids table surface narrative y'all always want to take when it comes to black people being accused of shit. Y'all want to make it about the color, and you want to make it about their tax bracket and how much money they have in their fucking wallet, which nobody really knows, by the way, unless I guess you IMDb it or look it up on Forbes. But nevertheless, Will Smith is the latest black man with money who's being accused of misconduct by some guy who was on his recent tour as a violinist. I'm like, first of all, Will Smith tours. I didn't even know he was out there touring, but I guess it was for that album none of y'all bought. But nevertheless, let's get into her. So he's being sued by a tour violinist who was accusing a rapper of sexual harassment, wrongful termination, and retaliation. Professional violinist Brian King Joseph filed a complaint at the Superior Court in California, County of, wait, Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles. Why has it got so many goddamn titles? It said at the Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles on Tuesday, December 30th, against the Bad Boy star, who's 57 at Trayball Studios Management, Inc. The complaint claims that Smith was deliberately grooming and priming Mr. Joseph for further sexual exploitation after inviting Joseph to join his global tour based on a true story 2025 in November 2024. It details an alleged traumatic series of events in March of 2025 amid Smith's tour, in which Joseph claims he discovered that someone had entered his Las Vegas hotel room with no signs of forced entry. Evidence of sexual threat of violence allegedly included a handwritten note reading "Brian, I'll be back, just us," with a drawn heart and signed stone F, as well as wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, a bottle of high five medication, that's HIV for those of you who don't understand the vernacular of how I speak on this show, and another individual's name, an earring, a hospital discharge paperwork belonging to a person unbeknownst to Joseph, and a partridge in a pear tree. What I don't understand is who is this Stone F? And where does Will Smith fit in all of this? Because you're suing him for groomation. I need specifics in regards to the grooming. And first of all, how old is Brian? Because I'm like, sir, aren't you a little too old to be groomed? Like, grooming is like if you a child and your frontal lobe ain't developed yet. I can understand that as being sort of like groomation. Um, he definitely was getting jiggy with it. He definitely was getting jiggy with it. But what was I gonna say? Oh, so I just need to understand where all this is. And then you said all this other stuff was in there. And another thing too, if somebody left all this weird stuff in my room, I'm definitely taking pictures. Me, I always think ahead when it comes to crazy. I'm like, wait a minute, nobody's gonna believe me if I'm seeing all this stuff. So I'm gonna take photos. The high five medication, who name was on it? Because what you trying to say? Will Smith got the high five? Or whose is it? So Joseph alleges he feared that an unknown individual would soon return to his room to engage in sexual acts with him, according to the complaint. People has reached out to a representative for Smith for comment. So I got this from People magazine in case y'all didn't get that from me bringing up the People thing. Now, following Joseph reporting the incident to hotel staff, a local non-emergency police line and Smith's management team, which means that if you did a non-emergency police line and also you reported the incident to hotel staff, you definitely need to come up with names, dates, all of that stuff of who you spoke to. All of that evidence should have been taken down and present this to your attorney so they could bring this up if should it go to trial. They said the complaint alleges a member of the tour management team later shamed Joseph and told him he was being terminated. Another violinist allegedly was hired to assume the same position on the tour per the complaint. The incident caused Joseph severe emotional stress, economic loss, reputational harm, and other damages, including PTSD and other mental illness as a result of the termination. This is according to the complaint. Now, Joseph, a Washington, D.C. native, appeared on America's Got Talent season 13 in 2018, placing as a top 3 finalist. In December of 2024, the musician posted a video of him playing violin on stage to Instagram, indicating in his caption that it was the first night of his touring with Smith. Now, the new complaint follows a $3 million lawsuit filed on December 1st from former associate Bilal Salam. I believe we talked about that on the show, where with the whole Jada Pinkett situation, where he was like, where he filed a suit against Jada Pinkett. Or maybe we didn't talk about this on the show, but in case we didn't, because I don't remember, I talk about so much stuff on the show, I forget half the time of the stories I be talking about. But apparently, he claims that she verbally threatened him. The husband and wife duo are really mad and say it's a lot of crap. This is what an entertainment source told People, calling Salam an opportunistic person out to exploit them. And Smith's, based on a true story, came out and ran from June to September 2025, following the March release of the titular album. So the album came out in March, came and went like a wet fart, and then 3 months later he went on tour, and then I think it was like what, 4 months, 3 months, 3.5 is when they went on tour. When he went on tour to support it. And so yeah, so then there was a story that came out with People Magazine, where they said that and this was on December 2nd when that story came out, that Jada Pinkett Smith told Will Smith's friend he would catch a bullet if he continued telling her personal business. And he filed a $3 million complaint. So yeah, Bilal Salam, aka Brother Bilal, who described himself as a best friend of Will Smith for nearly 40 years. You got a funny way of showing it, coming spilling all this tea. Said he worked closely with the multi-hyphenate on several professional and personal projects, pointing out that Smith included photos of Salam in the actor's memoir will. In a complaint, hold on, because this is what I hate about a lot of these channels. They will move around when I'm in the middle of reading something. In a complaint obtained by People on Monday, December 1st, Salam alleges that Pinkett Smith confronted him in the lobby of the Regency Calabasas Commons on September 25th, 2021, while he was attending a private birthday celebration for Will. The suit alleges that Pinkett Smith was accompanied by approximately 7 members of her entourage during the confrontation. Salam's complaint claims that Pinkett Smith then became verbally aggressive and threatened plaintiff by stating that if he continued telling her personal business, he would end up missing or catch a pow pow. So he also said that she demanded that he sign an NDA or else. So there was then didn't he come out and say that, look, my thing is this: if Will Smith can go around slapping the sugar honey iced tea out of people at the Oscars, I wouldn't put nothing past him on this. However, I don't know if I believe it. Because my thing is, are you suing Will because somebody within his company may have been doing the harassing? And because Will's name is on the marquee and he is the star and he's the big kahuna, whatever the case is, you're going after him for that? Because if Will Smith was not the one that was out here doing the harassing, put the stuff in the room, wrote the note, was doing anything inappropriate. Like, we got more details with the Tyler Perry stuff, with the 2 men that's accusing him of the stuff that they're accusing him of. That is more believable because they're going into more detail about some of the stuff that, yes, a man with that much power and who writes everybody's check and the scripts and does the lighting and puts all of them $2 Timu wigs and all that other stuff. Yeah, when somebody's controlling all the strings of the company, I could definitely understand that on the Tyler Perry side could be possible. The stuff with the Will Smith, I'm conflicted because it's like, I need more details on this. And before I forget, because I went on this whole thing about the Jada Pinkett thing, I forgot to bring up the actual guy's video, Brian King Joseph, where he posted on his Instagram something talking about this situation of harassment that he was enduring before he filed his suit. Similar to what what's his name? The Mario Rodriguez, I had to think of his name for a second. Mario Rodriguez did with Tyler Perry, which of course everybody was in his comments somehow, but why'd you take the money? Why'd you do this? Why? It's like, okay, I'm not going through that complexity of that again. If y'all want to get that whole detail, I broke it down in my little 45-minute segment on it, which it was a lot because we had to play the video from Law and Crime, and break down all the details of that. So that was going to be a long video. But yeah, if you want to check that one out, definitely look for that on the channel. It is its own little segment. But anyway, let's play the video and then we will come back and talk. Please hold.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to talk about something really important. Earlier this year, I was hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry. So I was excited, proud of myself for getting the opportunity. unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was because it's already a legal issue right now. But the reason why I'm speaking out about this is because getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that simply for reporting sexual misconduct or safety threats at work is not okay. And I know that there's a lot of other people out there who have been afraid to speak up, and I understand. And if that's you, I see you. And that's pretty much it. More updates to come soon. Thanks for listening.
All right. So, and then he turned off all the comments and stuff. But I think if you go on Facebook, there was a lot of people that commented on it. But I would just say this: is like unless you have a way that you can, I guess we'll just have to see how the story develops as it continues. But for now, I'm kind of side on it. Like I need a little bit more evidence. Like you saying all this stuff regarding like the headline and on everybody's situations, that Will Smith is being sued for sexual harassment. And then I'm going through the article and reading everything, all the stuff that I could muster during the research. And I'm like, but where does Will Smith fit in this? Is it because Will Smith's the big name? So of course that's got everybody immediately jumping in and saying all of this. I hope, you know, whatever happened to you get the justice in that you deserve in regards of if you were harassed and all this other stuff. I can't say you were, I wasn't there, so I'm saying if, because it's a big if on these whole situations. You can prove it in court, you got the evidence, you got the i's dotting your t's crossed and all this stuff. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, and I will definitely keep you abreast of this story as it develops. But for now, in this situation, and I mean regardless of some of the stuff I've said about Will Smith, and y'all know how you do, but do I believe that? I mean, he's capable of that. Has he ever lied down with someone of the same gender? Is the Pope Catholic? But in regards to that, with this story, I am side eyeing a little bit. So we're just gonna have to wait. This is just gonna have to be a wait and see situation. So in the meantime, I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story? Did you hear, before I even read y'all the riot act on this whole situation? When you first read the articles, whatever the case was, or for some of y'all, the headline and the cliff notes, because I can't with people who just read headlines and just come up with a whole narrative instead of doing the research, reading the whole article. It's only going to take 5 minutes of your time, or maybe less. But from what you gathered from all of this, do you believe the tea that's being spilled regarding Will Smith being caught up in this mess as the latest black man with money? I'm making a joke because y'all know where all that stems from, the foolishness that some of y'all be saying online, be sending me. But do you believe this stuff regarding Will Smith could be capable of something like this? These days, I don't put nothing past nobody. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. Let me know what your thoughts are on this story in the comments down below.